And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. In this segment, we're talking some swimming with the Arroyo Valley Hawks, who went to the CIF Southern Section Division 4 meet down in Mission Viejo. The Hawks not only reached the prelims, but they made it to day 2. They went to the championship day. In fact, sophomore Donovan Acosta made it to the championship heat, the finals in the 100 breaststroke, finishing in 8th place overall, but just a sophomore. Wow, and he's also the Sunkist League MVP, but a great season for the Hawks. Multiple CIF qualifiers, several relay teams also making it to the finals. So it was a great season for Arroyo Valley Swim. Here is head coach Peter Gonzalez and some of his top swimmers. And now join us here on the show, fresh off a trip to the CIF Southern Section Finals. It is the Arroyo Valley Swim Team, and we got Hawks head coach Peter Gonzalez and a couple of his top swimmers joining us here on the show. And first off, Coach Gonzalez, congratulations on the season. I mean, to get one swimmer to CIF is a big deal, but to get multiple swimmers to the CIF meet, I mean, that's quite a season. Talk about how the Hawks did this year and how many swimmers did you have qualify and what events? Because again, multiple relays, you had a couple individual qualifiers, so it was a good season for the Hawks.
Yeah, thanks. It was really good. We've been swimming since even last year in early January, so a lot of them have just been coming to practice every day, working hard. It was really good to get a good amount of swimmers in the CIF. We each qualified for all the relays, so 4x100, 4x50, 4x50 medley. We had Donovan here do the 200 IM and also the 100 breast, and they were all in the finals event except for 2 of them, so we medaled and got placed and everything. And yeah, considering that through the entire division, not just our league, so hundreds and hundreds of swimmers, and to get 5 of us qualified for that was just like an amazing feat. You know, even other schools, like we saw Cajon there who only had 1. We saw, Pacific who had 1, San G who had 1. And I'm like, yeah, I was able to bring all 5 of them. So yeah, definitely a really big improvement throughout the season for all of them.
So, Coach, once you get to CIF, obviously, maybe it can be an intimidating experience going up against some great swimmers across the Southern Section. And if you're, just a casual fan of the Southern Section, I mean, we're talking from Santa Barbara all the way out to Palm Desert and basically everything in between. And this is the Southern Section, this is Southern California, so there's lots of great swimmers. So, what was kind of your message to your guys going into the CIF meet?
Yeah, it can be really intimidating. I know for them, I just kind of told them, like, focus on you. Let's drop time for us. Don't look over, try and beat the people next to you if you can, but your main goal should be dropping time. And I think that's one thing about swim is it's like, it is definitely, a team, we're a relay, but it's like, you need to get better. You should drop time. So for me, it was just a matter of just letting them know, like, hey, reminding them, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do that, watch your turns, watch your strokes, watch your pullouts, everything. And it was just a matter of, no, let's focus on us. And it was great because literally we would like break our record one day and then came back the next day and we broke it even more. So we were still dropping seconds even in CIF. So we swam the fastest we've ever swam in literally almost all of our events. So yeah, it was definitely just like, let's focus on us and not about everybody else.
So Coach, when you look at the season as a whole, from where the team started to where it finished here at the CIF meet, obviously you must be very proud.
Oh yeah, night and day. They definitely deserve it though. They all put in the work, practicing 2.5, 3 hours a day, going to weights, dealing with me. It's definitely showed though. They definitely put the work in, and yeah, I couldn't be more proud. This was the first time in Arroyo Valley, if ever, that we actually went to the final day and even medaled in it. So I'm really proud of all of them.
Yeah, definitely a big deal for the Hawks. And Coach, I know we got a couple of your swimmers joining us as well, and I will start with the senior, Frankie Mondragon. And Frankie, you were in 3 different relays. What was your experience like at the CIF meet, being able to compete in 3 different relays with your teammates?
I think the experience overall was something completely different. I've never been to a big meet like that, and I've been there for my final year was probably the most exciting thing I could actually imagine. And then there yesterday, I've I swam my last meet, and honestly, I was a little bit cry about it. I did get a little bit sad, but at the end of the day, I was excited that it was the best possible ending I could possibly match. Not only doing all three relays, but also getting 2 medals in 2 of them, and then even competing with the people that I did compete. Some of Ulysses, I've been swimming with him since I was in 7th grade. And then Donovan, barely knowing him this year, honestly was a great add-on to the team.
You know, Frankie, you bring up a great point, because I would imagine, you know, swimming on Saturday, you know, the final day of the swim season, it's bittersweet because you guys have had so much success just to get to the CIF meet and do well at the CIF meet. But like you said, as a senior, you're like, man, this is the end of the road with these guys, you know, with Coach Gonzalez and your teammates. So, you know, like you said, you know, maybe you were a little emotional on that final day, but when you look at your career as a swimmer at Arroyo Valley in your senior season, you're pretty happy with the results?
Absolutely. I even hit some PBs yesterday. I broke every single record I've personally had with my own times, hitting times I've never thought I was going to imagine. At the beginning of this year, as a team, we all set our own goals on what we want to do. And I think I accomplished every single one of those. So overall, I'm happy with what I was able to accomplish here at NX. Just throughout my entire career as a swimmer at Arroyo Valley, and even a little bit before that, I'm more than proud of myself of just being able to hit this opportunity.
All right, thank you, Frankie. Now we're going to move along here to Donovan Acosta. This guy is only a sophomore, and he was in, 2 different relays, 2 different individual events. And Donovan, as just a sophomore, what were your goals, maybe your expectations going into this season, and did you exceed those expectations, Donovan?
Well, I've basically been swimming my whole life, and I'd say this is probably one of the biggest meets I've ever had. Even just going into relays as a team, I really couldn't have asked for a better team. They really encouraged me to do my best. They pushed me to my limits, and that's really all I could ever ask for a better season. So I really appreciated it.
And Donovan, so you were in the 200 IM, a couple relays, the 100 breaststroke, and in the 100 breaststroke, you actually made it to the finals, like the top 8 swimmers, the championship finals. You know, just reaching the finals, what was that experience like for you? And do you feel like you can build on that experience going into your junior and senior seasons?
Yeah, definitely. When I was up there and I heard my name announced, I wanted to just smile, but I had to focus on, my race. And I really felt like I was at that elite level, but I'm ready to, improve more. And this whole year I've been working to beat my best time, and I did, thanks to them. So
as good and as dominant as you were, was it kind of eye-opening, like, oh my gosh, I still have room for improvement, I still need to get faster?
Oh yeah, definitely, because in this league, I've been placing first in my breast and my 100 breast, and once I got to CIF, I just really saw how much more competition there was, so I see all the improvement there is for me.
So with that said, I mean, you just mentioned it. You were the league MVP this year. What was that like? I mean, did you, going into the season again, did you feel like, hey, even as a sophomore, you were the swimmer to beat, or did you kind of maybe even surprise yourself along the way?
I definitely surprised myself. I didn't even know league MVP was a thing until the final meet, and I asked my coach what that was, and then I won it, so I was really proud of that.
So I think you had, 4 league titles, right? Was it the 2 relays, the 200 IM and the 100 breaststroke? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Not too shabby, Donovan. Congratulations on a great season. And let me go to Ulysses Hernandez as well. Ulysses also making it to CIF. And Ulysses, I always love to ask this question about a team that's had a lot of success for an entire season. When you look back on the year, and I know you're a junior, you still got another year at Arroyo Valley, but when you look back on your junior season, what do you think you're going to remember? Was there a specific meet? Was there a moment? What was it about this season do you think it's going to be special? And was there a moment along the way that was special specifically to you?
Oh yeah, time during league finals. It was the last event for the 4x100 freestyle relay. We were down after our second swimmer went, and Fontana was beating us by like half the pool. And I remember jumping in and then giving Frankie that half full lead right after. I thought that was pretty cool. And then we ended up winning that event. So,
And Ulysses, as only a junior, you're cutting out a little bit, but only as a junior, what's kind of your goals and expectations maybe for next year? Do you feel like you guys are raising the bar a little bit and you want to be, a little bit better next year as a senior?
Oh, yeah. I hope next year that me and the team can hopefully drop some time. I have some personal goals for myself too. This season, I only hit under a minute for butterfly at least once. I'm looking forward to doing that more next year. Hopefully improving more on my stroke, my technique, and everything else. And as for everything else, I hope that the new swimmers that we end up getting can also improve and learn from everyone else on the team.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Ulysses, on a great season. That's Ulysses Hernandez. And Coach, I'll wrap it up with you. I mean, a great season. And, we talked to three of your top swimmers. Two of them are underclassmen still, a junior and a sophomore. So are you excited about what the future still looks like for Hawks swimming?
Yeah, definitely. It's always sad seeing teenagers go, and they'll always stay with us, but definitely really excited to get, back into it. And yeah, one of the best things I could say was I took 5 people and 4 of them are coming back for the next season. So they're already looking forward to their goals. They're already, saying we're going to do even better. And I honestly, it just ended yesterday and I already can't wait for next year. So definitely.
But first water polo, right? First things
first. I think everyone's just as excited for water polo, and then, but I think some will still be in the back of our heads as we continue. So really excited.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of Sports Weekly on IEMG. Make sure you subscribe to the IE Media Group YouTube channel. My name is Pep Fernandez. We'll see you next time on Sports Weekly on IEMG.